Ashley.
Hi. Yeah, we're here.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to How to Make $67,000 in 6 weeks without a funnel, ads, or a sales page. I would love it so much if you are joining us live or on the replay. If you would say hello, let me and the other incredible women who I'm so lucky to have joining me tonight / tomorrow morning, my time. And you're going to get to hear from all of them in just a moment. And you're going to be so excited to get to know them. But I would love if you'd say hi. I would love if you'd say hi and let us know where you are joining from. We are spread out all over the US and the world. And I love it so much because I know this is a global community as well. This is a global community of high achievers. And I am just grateful and so excited to have each and every one of you here with us tonight. So I am going to get us started with a very, very brief introduction of who the heck I am. And then you're going to get to meet these other incredible women here momentarily. If we haven't yet met, or you're kind of like new to this crazy woman with the crazy hair and the crazy eyes, my name's Christine McAllister, and I'm the founder of Life with Passion. So for the past 5 years, I've been helping high achieving women all over the world to quit their jobs, stay out of their jobs, and create income replacing and six-figure businesses with ease and without overwhelm or burnout. This is my book, The Income Replacement Formula, 7 simple steps to doing what you love and making 6 figures from anywhere. I'm sweating because I'm hot and excited and I'm real, and you can expect more comments like that. My podcast is No One's Ever Asked Me That. And I've been featured a bunch of places like Inc., Entrepreneurs on Fire podcast, Bustle, and the Huffington Post. And also, that's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about how to help you make 67K in 6 weeks without a funnel, ads, or a sales page. So to that end, I'm going to share with you my Google Doc outline. That's right, my friends. There are no slides. I don't like making them. I want to show you just how possible it is to do this, and that you don't have to hide behind. If you love slides, do slides. If you don't like slides, you don't have to do slides. We're here to have a real conversation about what you need and all the things that you don't in order to have a super successful business. The motto that I live by is done is better than perfect. Let me know if you live by that too, or if you struggle with that, because I definitely struggled with that so much myself. I still do, but the more permission, hi everybody, that I give myself to go with done is better than perfect, the more my business grows. And I want that for you as well. So this is for you if you are high achieving, motivated, and capable, ready to do what it takes to go for your dreams, so over wasting time trying a bunch of different things that leave you feeling confused and frustrated, and you want to fast track your success. If you are full of a million ideas and you aren't sure which ones to choose first, and you are a dreamer who's also ready to be a doer. So let me know in the chat if that is you. Woohoo! Rhymes. Okay, here's what you're going to learn tonight. The exact 3 steps to making 67K in 6 weeks, exactly how I did it. I'm going to break it down for you. I'm going to give you everything that I can in this in about 45 minutes. We're going to have Q&A at the end so I can help you more. So maybe you're here because you're overwhelmed by all the parts of growing a 6-figure online business. Maybe you're feeling all over the place with your ideas and attention, right? Throwing stuff at the wall to see what sticks. You're finding yourself not knowing how to get clients, and that leaves you feeling discouraged, and you're not sure exactly what to do next to grow your business. Here's what I promise you by the end of this training. You're going to learn the clear, concise path to fast track your online business. There are 3 simple steps. You're going to get clarity on the pieces of business building that are confusing you. You're going to learn how to make 67K in 6 weeks without a funnel, ads, or a sales page. You're going to learn how to create a business that allows you to make a difference and give back, because that's what we're all here to do, right? Impact first. And then you will have a step-by-step plan to create a 6-figure business in 6 months. So give me some hearts, give me some comments. I thrive off of your energy. This training will be so much more fun if it's interactive, because I can really customize it to all of you. So throw me and throw all of us some love and some feedback in the chat. Yes. Now, I want to introduce you to my co-hosts tonight. These 3 incredible women are joining me. Ashley is in Minnesota. And Ashley, I would love for you to introduce yourself and tell us where you are. Spoiler alert, you're in Minnesota. Tell us who you are, what you do, and for who. And then tell us about your experience and what you've been able to accomplish over the past month or so.
Oh my God. Okay. Hello, I am from Minnesota. Thank you for that, Christine. I basically teach spiritual entrepreneurs, light workers, healers, coaches, people who were born to make an impact, how to grow their intuitive gifts with their business. And I'm also an Akashic Records reader. I'm a master life and mindset coach, certified, all of that wonderful stuff. So basically, I just help people who are here to bring in more light and more love through their own spiritual gifts, and in a way that is super freaking fun. And my experience with 6-figure simplicity is something that I can't really even comprehend, honestly. Like within a little over a month of being in this program and working with Christine, I hit $12,000 in my business, and I've never experienced that in my life. Like the highest price point I have ever brought in is $555, because synchronistic numbers. But to be able to make more money and to be able to serve more women in this way has been bananas.
I love it so much. Thank you, Ashley. Amazing. And you'll be hearing more from Ashley and our other 2 fabulous co-hosts throughout our training. Next up is Danby Shin. Danby, tell us, since I didn't spoiler alert, where you are, what you do and for who, and what you've been up to over the past month or so.
Yeah, of course. Thank you so much for having me. My name is Danby. I am originally from South Korea, but currently in Singapore. I'm a web designer and a copywriter, and I work with online coaches. I fell into this online coaching world when I started working with health coaches for my health issues. And I just realized there were all of these amazing people that we aren't told about. When we're at school, we're not given a list of online coaching jobs that we can take on when we graduate from university. And I realized there were so many people helping other people change their lives. And I just realized they were really bad at selling themselves. And my job is to connect them with people who need their help. I love doing it because my life changed completely. First by working with health coaches, and then a bunch of other kinds of coaches in my other areas of life. But of course, like business coaching, I don't think I would have been open to being coached for business had I not had that experience. And working with Christine as my business coach has honestly literally changed my life. I was just telling someone about like all the things that happened just in the last like 6 months. And my life has changed dramatically from like I left my day job this year, a day job where, it gave me all the Sunday blues, woke up on Monday mornings, wondering if I could get away with calling in sick, and having people tell me that, wanting to wake up on Mondays, feeling like I feel like I do on Saturdays was just a dream. Like no one feels that way. And if I had to sum up all of the success I've had in my business and how that's translated into my life, I would say that's the biggest thing. I literally wake up now on Mondays feeling just as excited and just as happy as I do on Saturdays. And it's the kind of thing that people said was crazy talk.
Oh my gosh. I love that so much. Oh, Danby, you're such an inspiration. And Danby is the designer of the very soon forthcoming Life with Passion website, which is so beautiful and so stunning. And anybody who's got to see the preview of it is like, oh my gosh, it's amazing. So stay tuned for that. But yes, again, not why we're here. Just a little like plug for Danby, and her work is incredible. She's been featured by influencers all over the world for the quality of her work, creating websites that convert. So thank you, Danby. Nisha, I'd love for you to introduce yourself.
Hello, everybody. So I am with Danby in Singapore. I'm not with her, I'm just breathing the same air as Danby in Singapore. My story and how I kind of ended up working with Christine it's slightly different, I guess, from the other two panelists. So I started a company, and I have a small team, and we've been active for almost 2 years now. But I was kind of stuck in, what I guess they call the classic founders problem, where I wanted to do almost everything on my own, even though I had a team. I had trouble delegating. I also felt a bit uncomfortable reaching out to people I already knew, talking to them about maybe work that I could help with, or, just talking about projects or assignments that may be available out there. And well, I guess really, I just didn't have a plan. I thought I would be one of those who'd buy, those planners, and I'd be like, yes, this year or this month or this week, I'm going to start and I'm going to do something, and eventually something good's going to come out of it. But when I look back at all my planners, it's really just like a list of, things that have been waiting to get done since, I don't know, since forever. So, so a friend of mine, I was just sharing this with a friend of mine, and, like, what should I do? Should we, just maybe take a week off, and me and some other entrepreneur friends, should we just, kind of brainstorm on how we can get this going? Because there's so many ideas floating all the time, which is why I also love Christine's, tagline that done is better than, like getting started really is better than being right? So I absolutely live by that. But somehow things were just not moving, really, to cut a long story short. And a friend of mine heard me out, and she's like, why don't you try, a business coach and see if this person can help you? It wasn't really Christine at that point, but just the idea, I think similar to Danby, like the idea of a business coach, I'm like, I don't know. I came in very skeptical, and eventually I got a reference to Christine, referred to Christine, and when I spoke to Christine in the initial kind of call that we had, a consultation call, she just seemed so real, and I'm like, you know what, I think this might just work out, and fine, I'm willing to put my time and energy and money, and let's see where this goes. And to my surprise, shock rather, I think I started with Christine on the 26th of August. Christine, if I remember the date correctly, 26th or 27th, it was the end of August.
Yep.
Yeah, and on the 9th of September, I had locked in 2 projects. It was beyond, I don't know what the word is really, like it surpasses crazy, right? So yeah, I guess that's my story. Sorry for being long-winded. I'm kind of still sleepy, and it's 7 a.m. here, so I'm rambling. Full on ramble mode.
And thank you so much for getting up. Nisha, you basically tripled your income, which was already substantial, in about 2 weeks, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It's the quickest I've ever closed projects. And this time it was 2 projects with the same client. So I was like, I usually never ask clients for a deposit, but this time it felt so unreal, just the timing of it, that it closed in less than 6 months. And I mean, in less than 6 days. And it was the same client who wanted to work on 2 projects. I'm like, really? So I'm like, can you just pay some deposit on both the projects? So like, I know that you really mean it and you're serious. But yeah.
I love it. And you hit your entire September revenue goal in like the first.
Yes, I remember. Yeah, when Christine and I, when we had our consultation call, like Christine asked me, what are you hoping to get out of this? Like, if we were to embark on the 6-month program, and I kind of told her I had a number and I wanted to hit that as a monthly target. And in less than 2 weeks, I already hit that target. So I'm like, what?
And surpassed it.
Yeah.
Amazing. Oh my gosh, Nisha, I'm so excited for you and for all the people that you get to help as well. Yeah, thank you for sharing that.
Thank you. I don't know if I help anyone, to be honest. Like all you guys, like, Dambi and Ashley, even you, Christine, like, and everyone else, all the other women in our program, like everyone's helping someone or the other. And I'm like, I'm the only one helping these mad corporates. I don't even know if they deserve to, like, I'm rethinking that, like, I'm like, do these buggers even deserve to be helped? But yeah, conversation for another time.
Yeah, well, you are definitely solving the pain of the actual people that you work with within corporate, which is a thing, which is valid. Yeah. Their lives better. So thank you for doing that work. Oh, Nisha, you're amazing. Awesome. Well, thank you all so much for sharing. And again, you all are going to be hearing more from these incredible women as we go. I'm going to jump back over to my done is better than perfect outline here. And I'm going to walk you through step one. Step one in making 67K in 6 weeks organically without any of the things. Did I choose the right thing, you all? Let's see. Or did I choose? Yes, looks like I did. Okay. Let me know if you can't see that. Step one is master or begin to master your mindset. So most of us come at entrepreneurship thinking like employees. We were trained in school to be really good students. We were trained in university to be really good students. We were trained on the job to be really good employees and to look to a professor, teacher, boss to tell us we're okay. And then when we tried to trust ourselves to create what we want, to create a life that's in alignment with our dreams, usually we stop ourselves because we haven't learned how to trust ourselves. So the first thing, and we just are reiterating this again, is to begin to take action, because done is better than perfect. And clarity comes from taking action, not from thinking about it forever and ever waiting to feel clear, because you never will, right? The reason that I was able to make 67K in 6 weeks with literally a 2-page Google Doc outline of my program is because I was willing to let done be better than perfect, because I didn't go, oh, we have to lay out a fancy sales page. I was willing to just have conversations with people and see if I could help them, which if you're a service provider, coach, consultant, any of those things, all roads are going to lead to a conversation with you to see if you can help someone. So the quicker you can get there, the quicker you can help them. Okay. So be willing to be congruent, know your values and lead with them, right? Like, I'm super clear about who this program is and isn't for. And if I don't think I can help someone, or I don't think their values are in line with me, I tell them, like, we're not a fit. Like, here's somebody who might be able to help you, but I'm not just here to take your money, right? And I think a lot of us in this community share my values, which may be why you're here, right? Impact first, making a huge difference in the world, giving back, serving at a high level, and being obsessed with our clients' success, right? The mindset of being super, super sold on your signature high ticket offer first before you sell it, because if you're not, no one else will be, right? Learning how to market and sell in a way that feels good and is of service. So let me know in the chat, drop an emoji if you feel weird about marketing or sales. Okay. If you feel weird about marketing or sales, drop an emoji. I definitely used to. And this is why I'm so passionate about teaching sales as service. And we'll come back to that. And then trusting yourself to do what it takes to grow your business, even if it's scary, right? We're all high achievers in here. Some of the stuff that we're going to do is going to be super uncomfortable. and even scary. I almost threw up the first time I announced my business, right? And I did it anyway because I knew my mission was important and I knew I wanted to help other women, right? All right. So also in your mindset, you have to be willing to simplify, right? So simplification doesn't necessarily mean making it easy, because a lot of times we're really good at making it complicated. But if you're willing to let yourself simplify, you're going to have success so much faster. Okay, so here's where I recommend that you simplify in order to have those massive results in just a few weeks' time. Start with your warm market. This is where a lot of us get hung up. Oh, I don't want to be pushy. I don't want to be icky to my friends and family, right? Well, they're already the people who know, like, and trust you. Your next clients are already in your warm market, in your Facebook friends, even if they're not your actual friends, right? In your personal profile, right? In your Facebook group, if you have one, but not required, right? Start with your warm market and position to them one aligned high ticket offer. That's it, okay? Now, I'm gonna ask our panelists before we talk about creating your high ticket offer preview, what would you all add to this? Like, what has been your experience when it comes to these things? Anybody?
I can.
For me, go for it, Ashley.
Sure. I was so afraid of doing all of that because I had never asked anyone for like thousands of dollars to invest in that with me. And working with Christine was really helpful because I was like, oh my God, like I don't have a sales page. I don't have anything. Like I just know how I want to help people and I know the price point. And you were like, what would be most fun for you? And I was like, oh God, I don't know. And you're like, why don't you just try IG stories and just put it out there? Because that was the hardest part, was just being willing to be like, I can help you. And so then I did. And then that's how my sales conversation started, was through Instagram stories. So that was my experience.
Yes, love it.
That's awesome. I was going to say, I was one of the people who would get super skeptical and really uncomfortable about reaching out to friends and family. But my second client ever was my best friend's fiance's family business. And the reason that I felt icky about telling my best friends that I had this business, can you help spread the word? Like even asking them for that. These are childhood friends I grew up with, but it was so weird to say that to them because I guess I felt like, well, they're not going to know anyone. And if they knew someone, they would already have told me, and I don't want to be having this conversation. But it almost kind of got to a situation where the business that needed the website were like, oh, I know you generally work with like these kind of clients. Will you also do a website for us? And it was almost like they were coming to me to ask if I could help them. And that really helped me get into the mindset of like, oh, like, not that I'm doing anyone a favor, but like I'm really helping these people. It's not like I'm begging them to give me money. And so reaching out to my friends really like got me going, and obviously helped me build my confidence. So all of that to say, like, I shouldn't have assumed that there'd be no opportunities through friends and family. I could have not known that there was this opportunity at all. And you have no idea what's happening in other people's lives. And yeah, absolutely. Like, it's so much easier to sell when you feel like, oh, their lives are going to be so much better because they're working with me.
Yes, being sold on yourself first, right? I love that. I love that. Let's see.
I just wanted to add a small thing. Don't dismiss LinkedIn, guys, if anyone's on there. My story of the projects we were talking earlier kind of started with Christine nudging me to kind of, make a list of people I already know and think maybe potential people I may want to work with. And while creating this list, thanks to LinkedIn and its feature of, so I'm not a paying LinkedIn member. So any profile that I check out, they immediately are notified that I did view their profile. And that was just literally as I started viewing the profiles, I think I only got to the sixth profile that I was checking out just to see, like what these people are up to now. It's been a while since we spoke and where they're working now. And of course, with the pandemic, a lot of, things have changed, right? People have switched jobs or they've moved places and things like that. So yeah, as I was browsing through the sixth person, I got 2 pings and one of them resulted in those 2 projects. So yeah. So it could be as easy as that, but you need someone to really tell you and push you in that direction. So you do something about it.
5 minutes, right, Nisha? Like
literally, yeah.
Just creeping, some strategic creeping. I love it. I love it. Oh my gosh, you all. Okay, awesome. So when it comes to the very first step, I want to know what your biggest takeaway was, everybody who's watching live or on the replay. I want to know what your biggest takeaway was or is from step number 1, which is beginning to master your mindset. I saw that several of you said that you feel super like weird or stressed about sales. So we're going to get there. We're going to talk about the price point for high ticket, Angela. We're going to talk about how to create a high ticket offer, Yolanda. So in the meantime, though, I would love for all of you to drop in the comments, anchor in the learning for yourself. And also it's going to help everybody else learn. What was your biggest takeaway? It's also going to help more people see this free training and let us help more people who are impact driven so that they can change the world, because that's what we're here to do. Bottom line, right? Cool. So let us know your comments in the takeaway or your takeaways in the comments, and I will get going to our next step, which is create your aligned high ticket offer. Okay. Story time, right? Like this is what's possible when you have an aligned high ticket offer and you are sold on it and you know how to market it and you see sales as service, right? My life has changed, obviously dramatically since I started this business. But I'll tell you that a lot of the things that I'm teaching you tonight are new 2020 strategies, which is super exciting. And they're also things that I have been learning since I invested in a $30,000 mastermind, right? $30,000 mastermind, which is as much as I made in my first year as a professor. Hello, right? And what's so exciting to me is that I get to test all of these things, find what works, and then turn around and teach them for free. And then, of course, at a higher level to the women in six-figure simplicity for a tiny fraction of that cost, right? So what you are learning here is stuff that I paid $30,000 to learn. And that allowed me to take my family and one of my team members and her niece to Colorado for the whole month of August. To play, to work, to make, family memories and really live that location freedom lifestyle. This also allows me to spend time with my horses during the week. I'm a huge animal lover. You see my dog creeping in the background. She senses my energy. She's excited. She wants to be part of the party. And really, since I started this business, I have been able to work part-time and have a 6-figure business. So actually just today, I was looking at my books for the year and I hit 6 figures today for the year with still over a quarter to go. So 20K months have become my new regular, right? And I do work part-time because I can only work part-time because I have a 4-year-old and a 1-year-old who've been home with me since March and who also wake me up multiple times at night, right? And I hang out with during the day, right? And so I want you to see that you can create what you want if you will allow it to be simple and really focus on just a couple of key things, right? One of the best things about this business and this work is honestly like making some of my best friends and getting to hire and work alongside some of my very best friends, and getting to know some of my best friends and creating a supportive global community, especially right now when so many of us can't travel, can't be with the people that we love for one reason or another, like our in-person people. It's more important than ever to be able to have friends that you can hop on Zoom with, right? Or that you can Voxer with, or that you can be in community with and just feel seen, heard, and understood, when most people in our in-person worlds don't get what the heck we do, right? So this is what's possible when you step into this version of you. I'm going to see some of your biggest takeaways. Trust yourself. Just because you've never done it doesn't mean you can't do it and be good at it. Yes, Yolanda, trust in yourself is the #1 biggest skill that any good coach will help you develop, right? And it's the biggest skill that's the biggest indicator for success as an entrepreneur. 100% hands down, no matter what anyone else tells you. Jackie says, mindset's always #1. Believe in yourself and what you are doing and offering. Yes, I love that. So beautiful. Awesome. Okay. So when you are creating your aligned high ticket offer, what do you need to do, right? You only have to be one step ahead of your ideal client to help them, not 10 years ahead, right? Not 20 years ahead. I'm staring down the big number of 40. So I can say 20 years ahead because I've been an adult for that long, right? But you only need to be one step ahead of your ideal client in order to congruently help them. If it's something that you've done, you can turn around and teach it, okay? Be willing to meet them where they are. And you can find out where they are by doing short, simple market research interviews. This is an example of the kind of trainings and templates and scripts that you get inside of Six Figure Simplicity. The niche market research interview, an example PM or DM message to invite someone to hop on the phone with you and get their perspective, example interview questions that you can go in and you can take notes on their exact language, right? So that you, in just 5 minutes, you can get you can get the language that they're laying in bed thinking about at night, right? And turn that right around and put it inside of your content, your sales page, your outline, all of that stuff. They do the work for you. And you create interest from potential ideal clients by doing this exercise. So use their words to craft your messaging and offer outline. My example is to show so my journal, when I talk to someone, I have pages where I just write their name at the top and I'm like, oh, this is what Ashley had to say in her exact words, right? She doesn't want to stress or worry. She wants a stable income. She wants to move and she wants a new car. Now that's not Ashley. I mixed it with someone else, but like, just for example, okay, well, these are things my ideal client wants, right? I can put those in my sales page. Here are some of the examples of pain points for people in Six Figure Simplicity or who are interested in Six Figure Simplicity. You're uncomfortable with putting yourself out there, visibility, marketing, and sales. You don't want to be pushy, icky, or salesy, so you just don't sell, leaving you with a non-profitable business and not helping people. Overwhelmed by parts of growing a successful online business, feeling all over the place with your ideas and attention, procrastinating and spinning in self-doubt, perfectionism. You might have what I call coach trauma, where you didn't get supported at the level you were promised, and so you're scared to trust yourself to invest again. You aren't sold or confident on your offer. You don't feel comfortable charging a high ticket price. You're being a perfectionist about things. That has to be super professional before putting it out there, which frankly, you all, I could have had slides made. I did this so that you could see you don't have to have them, right? Dealing with imposter syndrome, wondering if it's ever going to work. Look, typo, even though I'm a professional writer. Hello, see, it's okay. Afraid of both failure and success, which is usually something like this. Oh no, what if no one wants to work with me? And oh no, what if they do because I'm not sure that I can help them, right? Which your brain is effectively putting you between a rock and a hard place, constantly putting yourselves in a position where you feel stuck and it feels hard. If you're in a 9 to 5, you feel like you don't have enough time or energy to build a side business, not sure which visibility strategy to use, and feeling overwhelmed by all the options. So to create your high ticket offer, here's what I want you to do. I want you to identify the biggest problem your niche has, and then flip that to create your program's promise, right? So my example is an immersive coaching program to go from best kept secret to breakout 6-figure online business owner in 6 months without overwhelm or burnout. That's what 6-figure simplicity's promise is. Then you create your process, which is that, like, you take the promise and you say, well, how are we going to do that, right? We're going to look at what's worked so far and maximize that. We're going to nail your niche and validate what they want. We're going to create one aligned high ticket offer. Use the perfect pricing method. Position you correctly to the right people who already know, like, and trust you. Learn to sell in a way that feels good. Okay. Those are the processes. And then it's like, how do you deliver that? You, like, for me, it's support, calls, and accountability. For just about any service provider, it's going to be some amount of that, right? Whether you're a designer, copywriter like Danby, she provides those things, coach, a consultant, you're holding their hand through the process, and that allows you to charge a high ticket price. That is very, very easy to get when you are charging. It's so much easier to get to 6 figures when you only need a handful of clients to get there, rather than selling a service for $100, right? Over and over and over and over and over to how many different people is that? 1,000? Is that right? It's either 100 or 1,000. I'm not sure how many zeros. One of you can tell me in the comments. Thank you. All right. And then for your price, I recommend between 3 and 5K for your first high ticket offer. However, the most important thing is using the perfect pricing method, where you align your set point for what you will allow yourself to get completely sold on, to your offer. It doesn't matter if it's $50 or $5,000. What is the price point at which you can say, man, people would be ridiculous not to take me up on that? That is what you can start out charging, and then go from there as you begin to get more confident in your ability to help people. So, ladies, I would love to hear what you would add to this, if anything. And if not, that could too.
I think for me, the biggest shift was getting to that point where I'm like, oh, I am giving you so much for what you're investing. Like, for every client I work with, they're paying me thousands of dollars, but I want them to feel like they're getting like 10x that in value. And the way I learned to communicate that was by getting really clear on the problems. And I found that you really can't guess what those problems are, because I tried and it didn't work. You have to talk to them and let them tell you what their problems are. And I think this is something I'm still learning to do, to get beneath the surface level problem, because as a web designer, when I started, a lot of people were telling me how they were struggling with tech. Like, tech is so time consuming. Every time they go in to check something, to change something, to fix something, something else breaks, and then they're Googling for hours or weeks. But when I dug deeper, it was actually like, I'm doing all this work, I'm investing all this time on my website, but I'm not getting clients. And then I'm like, oh, let me help you with the getting the clients part, not with like fixing tech you probably don't need part.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's really good. That's like the benefit of the benefit, or the thing under the thing, right? Which is like, they say they, need help with tech, but what they're really lying in bed thinking about is not, how do I update my Squarespace site to have the right font? It's like, where are my clients, right?
For me, I I had like a hesitancy around getting people onto market research calls because I was like, what if, like I actually can't help these people? And every single market research call I had, because it was like super fun, right? I'm like, hey, can I have like 10 minutes of your time? I just want to hear about what's coming up for you. I was like, oh my God, I can help them. Every single one. I was like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. So I actually was able to extract the language that they shared with me, what their problems are, their desires, also how they call themselves, right? So I learned who I actually serve through this process. Yeah, which has been super helpful. And then people have come to me and they're like, oh my God, this is what I need. Like, you're speaking to me. And I'm like, I am. Welcome. Let's talk.
Exactly. Turns out I did my homework. You told me, and now I'm just using your words. Thank you.
Yes. Confidence, right? Confidence builder.
Oh, totally. Which is, another great thing about the market research calls is like confidence builder, right? And I think we probably all need that to go to the next level. Love that. Love that so much. Okay. So, I would love for you all to let me know your biggest takeaway in talking about creating your high ticket offer. I know that we went through that really fast, but I'm also going to leave some time for questions. Stephanie says, you're describing me. Cool, Stephanie. I've done my homework. Thank you for letting me know. But if you all already feel like you would like some help implementing these first two strategies, and you want to hop on a strategy call with me over the next couple of days to see like how we can implement this for your business and if working together further is a fit, just hashtag me in the comments and I'll follow up with you after this is over and we'll get a spot booked. I'm a super non-pressury salesperson. As anybody who's ever done a call with me will tell you, like I will tell you if we're not a fit, because it's really important to me that this community is full of like-minded women that I really feel I can help, and I'm not here to take your money, right? So, so hashtag me in the comments if you want to chat over the next couple of days, and let's hop into step number 3, which is learn sales as service. Who's ready for this? I feel like this is such a powerful shift, right? Cool. Here's what I want to tell you. You do not need to create a funnel. You do not need to create a fancy webinar. You do not need a fancy sales page. You do not need to run any ads. You do not have to have a big email list or following in order to have the kind of results that we've been talking about, right? Create 67K in 6 weeks, create 12 grand in a month, right? Create 15K a month, create a 60K plus month, right? You don't have to have any of these things that everybody else tells you that you need, all right? You need to do the things that we're talking about and be willing to connect organically with people and serve them well, all right? Here is what I did to have the 67K launch in 6 weeks. I used my personal profile largely, okay? I put out direct offer posts. I put out pain point posts talking about how, the biggest problems that I see, the biggest pain points that I see for my niche and the fix for each of them. I put out who I take a stand for posts clarifying my niche. And I offered a freebie. You could offer a training like this one. You could offer a challenge. You could offer anything that feels fun and easy for you. You could offer a PDF if you have one. Whatever freebie you want to offer, you can offer it, and then you can create it as you talk to people, right? So this is how you get eyes on your high ticket offer. You put out these types of posts. You get clients from putting out these posts. You move the conversations into Messenger. Probably most of you watching this went through this process with me over the past 2 weeks. I served you in Messenger, help you get clarity, right? And then if I feel like I can help you and we have that conversation, I invite you to a sales call, a strategy call, right? where then I serve you, help you get clarity, help you get those insights, even as I can like basically figure out whether you're someone I want to help and can help mainly. And if I do feel like I can help you, then I invite you to a call to offer you more strategies, more insights, more clarity, and serve you bigger, right? So that's the whole game with sales as service. When you believe that you are serving someone every step of the process, from connecting with them as a potential lead to getting them on a sales call to following up if they're not ready to invest on the call, which is totally fine, then it becomes fun. Then it becomes empowered. Then you know that no matter what, you're changing someone's life and helping them. And it is no longer like, oh, I love everything about my business except for sales. It's now like, this is a really beautiful, empowered way of serving people. And I trust that the right people are going to come to me at the right time. Okay. So I would love to hear from our wonderful panelists. Like, what are your takeaways? What's been your experience with sales as service?
Because of working with you, I totally reframed sales. So I had never had a sales call before working with Christine, just because of the way that people have they're like, I want to work with you. And my price points were at a certain place. Right. But then through working with Christine, I was like, okay, actually, how can I make this as fun as possible? And she gives you everything that you need, like even the follow-up, like how to help people in Messenger, like all of this stuff. So you're just coming from a place that, people think sales is sleazy, but it really isn't if you do this with like high integrity, high intention. And then when you get on the call, it's like, oh, are you a good fit? Am I a good fit? Like, can we do this together? And do I, like you said, believe I can actually help you? And when you come from a place of detaching from, I need this sale, to like, how can I best love you and serve you? It's totally a different energy. And I love sales calls now. Like, they are my jam, because it's like, I just get to love you in this little container. And then maybe we go further.
I love that. Danby, Nisha, anything you'd add?
For me, the attachment part is so pivotal, but so hard. But it's amazing because now I've seen what can happen when I take that attitude that Ashley just described. It's like, can I help you? Like, what do you have going on? Can I help you? And if we like each other, and if there is like something outside of this conversation, great. If not, like, that's okay. And like, I'll help you with what you have now. And when I first heard about the posts on Facebook and like inviting people to have conversations in private, it felt, I don't know, I think it triggered something for me. I'm like, ooh, I've seen that. I don't know if I want to do it. But thinking about it from the perspective of having like that energy you talked about. I'm not like an energy person. Like, I don't talk about energy, but I knew what Christine meant when she was like, people know when you go into a conversation wanting to help versus looking for a sale. And for me, that it has to be so intentional, but it's so hard because I'm trying to run a business and sell. And just kind of taking the time to like tell myself like, this conversation is for me to help this person right now. Got me more sales.
Isn't that funny? Like, and it really is just being present, right? Like, not going, oh my gosh, what are they going to say at the end? Oh my gosh, I'm scared to make my offer. Oh my gosh, are they right? It's just like, can I be present and go, I'm here with this person. Let's explore. Right.
And people are so surprised. People are like, oh my God, you're so helpful.
Wow. Cool. Sad that that's something that they would be surprised about.
I know.
You can knock their socks off by being that person, right?
Yeah, I think I just want to add really quickly. I don't know if I'm an energy person or not, Danby, to your point, but the way things happened with me, as soon as I got in touch with Christine, I remember telling her, even before like any projects were locked or whatever, but just with, people reaching out, like taking the trouble to reach out to me without me I mean, I did lift a finger to kind of click on their profile, but that's kind of all I did. And, you know, for us to start conversations and stuff, I remember telling her, I'm like, it really, I feel it really is her energy. It's the energy of everyone, you know, who's in that group, and everyone's so positive, and everyone wants to kind of, you know, reach a certain goal. There's a lot of, sorry, I'm losing my words, but there's a lot of positivity, for the lack of a better word. I'm just saying energy now in my mind, but
it makes a difference.
I think it really does. And even the fact that, you know, so when I did meet these people who we are currently working on a project for, I met them and I really didn't do anything different from the way I usually work. I hadn't, you know, I haven't gotten to the point, at that point, I hadn't gotten to the part where, you know, Christine kind of guides you to do certain things, what you, Ashley, and you've spoken about. But I just met them as I would. I had the, you know, same conversation. We met, I tried to understand what they're looking for. I created a proposal in the exact same way as I have been doing for the past couple of months. I submitted it, and honestly, I wasn't hoping for much, you know, because whatever, right? It just seemed a bit unreal, and I'm like, yeah. But when they did respond very, very positively, I was like, there has to be something to it. And this guy, the one who was, you know, the main stakeholder, and he was going to make the decision of whether it's a go or a no go. He asked me, he's like, can you really, can you assure me you can deliver by this date? And I'm like, I'm 100% confident I can. And I, you know, listed out why and how. And I was in a phone conversation with him, and he's like, yeah, you know, Nisha, he's like, when I met you, he's like, I could see that I could trust you. And I'm like, what? That was it. Like, that seemed the deal. And you know, I mean, I'm the same person. I didn't wear new contact lenses or do some makeup or whatever, like smoky eyes or whatever, right? It's the same me. It's the same vibe that I carried with myself. But I think it just, you know, they say that, so my mom practices a certain religion, and they do say that when people congregate, you know, with that intention, like I think both of you were saying as well, it really, really does make a difference. It's not about religion or belief or whatever, you know, but it really kind of just people getting together and all their energies mixing up and kind of, yeah, heading in a certain direction. I think it does something.
You know what sold me on this, like, perceived energy? You know how they say, like, you know, when
alleged energy.
Sorry.
No, it's good.
This alleged thing.
Whatever language works for you, right? Like, it's fine.
You know how when you're ready for something, like, you see it everywhere. So what happened for me was I was listening to the Headspace podcast episode, and Andy, the guy, the founder with the really recognizable voice, was talking about how when you walk into a room and the person you see is someone you know really well, a friend or a family member, you know, like, no words have to be said. No one has to do anything. You know what mood they're in. If there's something wrong, you know. And I'm like, oh, that I understand. Like, that I can relate to. That feels real to me. But I'm like, oh, it's the same thing. So when I have a sales conversation with someone, it's not what I do or what I say or any of that. It doesn't have to be. Just by being and with the energy that I put out, like, they can tell.
Yeah.
And Christine, that's also like what you put into words for me. It's like when you're going in there, it's like, oh my God, I have this revenue goal this month and I have to hit it by talking to this person. Like, that's not gonna work.
It's gonna,
like,
well,
people will see it.
Yes, it's gonna feel pressured, right? And it's, you know, it doesn't matter how you identify energy or whatever. It's just like, if you feel pressured, the way that you speak is going to reflect that.
Yeah.
Like, the tone of your voice is going to reflect that. The craziness of your eyes, the intensity of your nonverbal cues, right? It's all going to reflect it. And whether you call it like energy or, you know, brain science, neural pathways, emotion, attitude, approach, it doesn't matter. It's just like going like, oh yeah, I can pick up on when someone that I love is mad or happy or sad or whatever. someone who's talking to me one-on-one, like we're wired to pick up on those verbal and nonverbal cues and respond to each other. And Nisha, I know you have to go, so I just want to say thank you for being here with us.
Thank you so much. I just want to, just a thought kind of occurred. I just want to share that, and then I'm saying my buys. But you know, this thing of like, yes, there are energies and stuff, but to your point about pressure, especially those who are kind of managing the finances of their solo business or a company or a startup or whatever, I feel, so the one thing that I sensed that I did, that made me feel differently this time around, I didn't do anything different, but I was a lot more, you know, although I had set this goal with Christine, and I guess just in the back of my mind, I knew that she's there and I knew that we would work toward it. This person who I met, or this company, and the two projects that I pitched for, they weren't the be all end all of it, right? So I guess they also sense that I'm not desperate, you know, to get this work, and I don't know, but something happened. But I definitely wasn't pressured. Like generally, you know, when you send out a proposal, I'm like checking my email every 2 minutes, and I'm like, oh, have they responded, and what happened? And they said they would get back by this date, by this time, and then whatever happened. And then you're deliberating, you know, you're checking their WhatsApps to see when were they last online, should you message, not message, and blah, blah, blah. But yeah, none of that happened this time around. It was super smooth. I mean, I wish, are you a relationship coach too? I need to maybe.
You know what? A lot of my clients get engaged or married while they're working with me. I'm just saying. Because
I'm knocking on wood right now. I have a wooden dining table. I'm knocking on it right now.
Well, we can box about that. I'm here for it.
I'm kidding.
I'm so excited.
Thank you,
But thank you,
Nisha.
guys.
Nisha, I'm gonna see you tomorrow for drinks.
Absolutely. Can't wait. Bye-bye.
So fun. Bye. You know what's so funny is that what was popping into my head while she was talking was, it's not unlike dating. So it's hilarious that she brought that up.
Yeah.
It's not unlike dating, in that we have all probably been either like, when is that person going to get back to me? Checking the phone, checking the app, whatever it is, or like on the other receiving end, like, you know,
Like, oh my God, stop talking to me.
Yeah, exactly. Right. And because you can sense the desperation. And really, like, the sales process is not unlike the deepening of a relationship, right? You meet, you check each other out. You know, a sales call is like, do we want to take this relationship to the next level, right? Because you are going to be sharing time, and you're going to be investing your attention and energy into a person, and at a very deep level with a high ticket offer. And do you want to do that over a number of months, right? Maybe, maybe not, but you both get to check each other out in this process and get a feel. Again, not unlike dating, right? So, I would love to know what questions you all have for me, for Ashley, for Danby. And I would also love if you feel like this stuff could be helpful for you and you want to know how I might be able to serve you and your business, for you to drop #me if you would like to hop on a strategy call over the next couple of days. In that call, we'll talk about which of these strategies you want to implement first, second, third, so that even if we don't work together, even if you're not interested in becoming a client, you're going to walk away with clarity. I promise you that. And if I'm a good fit for you, we can talk about what that looks like and how I could support you in that. So what questions do you have? And if you want to talk about, get clarity on next steps for you and your business with some of these strategies that I have shared, that we have shared, then drop the #me. But I'm super excited, live or on the replay, for you all to let us answer your questions. And it looked like we have a couple minute delay on Facebook. So we just gonna chill, see if there's anything else either of you want to add on this wonderful Wednesday night, Thursday morning. Way to be ahead. Way to be a high achiever, Danby. You're always
I love it.
ahead.
It's so
just
easy.
inherently by where you live.
I do have one thing to say. I so often this like coaching industry, the industries that we're all in on as online entrepreneurs, they tell you like you need to have a sales page, you need to have a funnel, you need to have thousands of people following you, you need to have X, Y, and Z, and the way that you're going to be able to get there is by working with me. But I had no sales page and I booked sales calls like that. I just talked to people and I just showed up in a way that I was like, how can this be fun? How can I love you? Like, what's coming up for you? And then weaving in the language from the market research calls, right? I still don't have a sales page. I still am getting people on the phone because I just like, I'm excited about what I'm offering in the world. And so it's like, don't let the sales page, the website, any of those things hold you back from serving people when you can do that now.
100%. Like I sell websites and I tell people you don't need a website like to go get clients. I'm like, go get clients and then let's talk about how we can get you more clients. Like priorities, right? Like it's not a prerequisite.
Yeah.
So
and what I love about like you each have a very different approach, right? Like Ashley is like all energy and woo and spiritual, and Dami's like energy, nah. I'm here to talk about like
I believe.
I believe. But you get what I'm saying. Like we all identify differently as like, and you know, I love that for anything, there is always there's always a neuroscience approach. There is always a spiritual approach. There's always an energetic approach for everything, because it's just the thing. It's
your
like
language.
the lens. Yeah, it's the lens through which you choose to look at it. So, right.
Yeah. And it's interesting because of the people. What I'm trying to say is I love running my own business and getting to choose who I spend time with, because as you said, part of that is clients, right? You're choosing people that you're going to spend your time with. I used to work in the corporate world with clients that I wish I could fire, but they were really important key accounts. And it was supposed to be prestigious that I had these clients who I never wanted to see. But people said that's part of life. I'm like, no, now I only get to choose people. Like I get to choose only the people I want to spend time with. But it's also like people in our community. Like Ashley, I don't know how I would have come across you. Like I don't know, like going to getting an engineering degree, like working in like the kind of industries that I've worked in this part of the world. Like I don't know how I would have come across you, or I was gonna say other like woo people. Like I don't know where they hang out.
Feel so seen. Same though, truly, because like you are in your like little container, but like my life is richer with you in it, Danby. You know, like these women in the community. Yeah, it's like, and we're like, you're amazing, and you're amazing, and we're amazing.
And it feels so good to have that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I often talk about like how when I'm allowed again, I'm gonna hop on planes to like see everyone, right? When you'll have me, Singapore, I'm coming for you, you know? All right, awesome. So we have a question from Linda. If anybody else has a question, please drop it in the chat. We want to help. That's why we're here. And I would also love to hear your biggest takeaway from this whole training, really, like really just anchor it in. What's the one thing that you're going to walk away with that you can implement in your business right now? What felt like it met you where you are? And what I have learned from so many 7-figure business owners is like giving yourself permission to choose one thing that you're going to walk away with, whether from like a live event that you go to or a virtual live event or a training like this one. What's the one thing that you're going to go walk away and implement, try, play with, have a mindset shift around in your business? Let us know. It would be super helpful. And it will be helpful for the others who watch this or watch the replay. Linda says, how do you avoid the sticker shock of high ticket offer before getting on a sales call? Good question. There are lots of different ways to do this. But I think part of it is the way that you position the offer to begin with and how much for me personally, how much support is inside, what they're going to get, the kind of results that they can expect, like the potential for ROI, right? And number one, it's me going into the call going, this is happening. I am running this program. I am helping people, whether or not you say yes, right? Because like for me, this is my life's work. So, you know I'm doing this no matter what you say to me. And I also know I don't need a yes from you on the phone, because some people need to go and process. And I am never going to be like overcoming people's objections until they're beat down and asking for a card, right? Because that's not how I roll. If people want to go and think about it, I want you to go and think about it. I want this to be a good fit for you, right? I don't need your money. I just want to help, So if we're a good fit, it's like, okay, I see that we're a good fit. I would love to help you. What do you need? If you want to go and process, go and process. If you need to go freak out because thinking about investing in yourself in this way brings up all your money crap, cool. I can hold space for that, right? People are really scared to trust themselves to invest. And so don't make it about you. Make it about the process they need to go through, because the act of investing in themselves is in itself transformational, right? Like Nisha went out and booked multiple tens of thousands of dollars, right? In like before she had even started implementing all the scripts and templates and things, right? I was like, oh, here's where her audience is. Let's just go make a list of people, her low-hanging fruit. And then they were like, oh, hi, we've been waiting for you, right? So it starts with you getting super, super sold and being willing to have conversations with people, regardless of whether or not they themselves are going to say yes. What would you all add to that?
The sales call truly is transformational. And if you like the act of helping them actually get clear on their objections and being like, well, I came into this call saying I wanted this and this is my dream. And you present it in a way that's like, okay, this is what's coming up for you. It's like you're giving them the opportunity to get really clear on what's holding them back and also what's going to help them take steps towards what they say they really want.
Yeah, all of that. And I think just being super confident that this is the price, like literally knowing, like not being confused about your numbers, because I have calls like that too. It's like, let me just quickly like double check that. So knowing like how much it is, being super clear. And to Christine's point about like, this is happening whether you join us or not, for me, because it's a one-on-one service, it's like, this is the package. Like I have an opening at this point and the ball is in your court. And I've had people say, I need to go make the money and come back to you. And people have come back and people have also not come back. And that's their situation to deal with.
Yeah, I love that. Linda asks also, for a health coach, would first high ticket price be less than 3 to 5K? Linda, it really depends on where your confidence level is. My health coach charges at least 5K to work with her. And she's amazing. And she also knows and believes deeply in the transformation that she gets her clients all the time, right? So she's just like, she has no crap around the price. It's like, I know I'm going to change your life. My methodology works. I stand behind it. And again, like we're doing this whether or not, you join the party. I'm changing lives. I'm healing women, all of that. And so it becomes easy, right? But when you're like, when you anticipate, I'm going to get the price objection, I'm going to, because I've gotten it before, and we all have, if we've ever had sales calls, it's just part of it, because it brings up people's crap investing in themselves, because sometimes they've never done it before. Sometimes they don't believe they're worthy of it. Sometimes they just haven't given themselves permission to go get creative and figure out how they want to pay for it. And none of that is our business, in my opinion, the way I run empowered sales calls, right? It's more about helping them understand their priorities, and are they like living in congruently with what they say they want? That's the big question. What were you going to add, Ashley?
it's interesting, and you've probably come across this, but there are actual investment points where it will not be enough for someone. They will want to meet you at a certain price point, and if it's not that, they're going to be like, oh, like it's not worth it.
Yeah.
And so you're actually asking people to invest in the future potential and possibility and in themselves as that person, right? And I want to help reframe the sticker shock, right? It's that phrasing in and of itself is like, how can you change it around so it's like, oh my God, I'm so excited to show up for this value of this program, which is fantastic.
And I will say there's also a bit of irony in how much easier it is to sell higher ticket offers, because it attracts people who are looking to make that level of investment. So when I was doing like $1,500, $2,000 websites, those conversations were so much more painful than now when I'm selling $6,000 websites, because people come in expecting, because they expect a $6,000 experience, and people who expect that kind of experience for themselves are ready or more ready.
Yeah, I agree. And this is why I so highly recommend the high ticket offer rather than like a low price membership or selling a bunch of like small dollar services, because the level of people that you attract, results that they get will be better the more that you charge, right? So no, Linda, that's not per month. That's total for like a 6-month package. And of course, offering payment plans, right? Because some people prefer those and some people prefer to pay in full, and whatever, right? It's just a preference. But I agree with you. Every time I have raised my prices, my clients have gotten better results. And I know it's not because I'm like an exponentially better coach, although I'm always improving. It's because people show up more committed, more invested, and more willing to do the work the more that they invest. I signed up for the $30,000 mastermind the day I talked to them about it, you all. I decided this was going to be the thing to help me create $1 million business over the next year. And I definitely freaked myself out. And I definitely walked around for 4 days before my first call, like going, what did I just do? But there was also a part of me that was like, oh, this is the thing. And I can't not show up for this investment. This is not an amount of money that I just have lying around. I have to make it back and then some. And I'm going to show up like that person who will, right? And in 6 weeks, I had more than doubled it. So that's the power of going, I'm going to believe in myself. I'm going to trust myself to figure it out. I'm going to show up as a person who invests in herself at this level and gets that result.
Identity.
Yes. Identity. Exactly. Exactly. And that's why, I say when the mindset is strong, the strategy is simple. And you've got to get the things in the right order, which is why mastering your mindset is so important. Emily says, I would much rather take a few clients at $1,000 each a month than struggle to fill out that revenue goal with lots of 50 a month people. Oh my gosh, yes, right? The commitment rate's so much higher, the churn rate's so much lower. People are getting the kinds of results you're capable of helping them get, rather than like someone being like, $50 a month doesn't really matter if I show up for it or not. It's not actually going to put me, in pain.
I've also been that person, I've paid for a $30 per month membership, and I am thankfully in a place where I don't notice it. So some months go by and I don't do anything, and it's not good for me or for that person selling the membership.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. Yes. Anything else that either of you want to add? Any other questions, you all, that feel like, be helpful?
I like thinking about selling from the perspective of how I buy. And I feel like it helps me attract the kind of people that I would kind of be able to relate to anyway, people that I find easy to work with. But knowing that, investing to work with Christine was a big investment for me. I was like, am I actually going to do this? But having done that, and all of the business success that has come from it, like aside, just having gone through the process of investing in something so high ticket for myself makes it so much easier for me to sell something at that level to other people. Like, I wouldn't say it's the reason anyone should invest in a high ticket offer, but it's like a great side benefit.
Yeah. I completely agree with you, especially like, come back to my experience. It had been a long time since I had invested like way more than I was charging, right? And so when I did that, I was like, this is how my clients feel when they sign on. Like, I'm so freaked out right now.
Yeah.
And this is good because I need to feel this way again and remember what it feels like to scare the crap out of yourself and then show up for it, right? That was really important for me. And then to go, oh my gosh, like the strategies that I'm learning that I get to turn around and teach for a fraction of the cost. Like, I feel so good about that. I feel so congruent about that. And all of this is just helpful for everyone, right? Emily says bigger investment equals potential for bigger results. So true, Danby. Yeah, I love that. Erin is looking for racking her brain on ways to apply this to your art. Erin, find something that you can teach and serve at a very high level, provide a lot of support and accountability. It could be art, right? Something with your art, and create your own package around it. That's your high ticket offer, right? What have you already created for yourself? What would you love to help people with that you feel like you could teach them? It's probably right in front of your nose. And I know like multiple artists who teach people how to do art or teach people like something in their area of expertise. And it's a way to really skyrocket your income while serving people and also getting to continue to be creative. Cool. You all, thank you so much for joining us this evening / this morning, live or on the replay. Please let us know your biggest takeaways. Please connect with Ashley and Danby. You all, what is the best way for people who have fallen in love with you during this training to connect with you?
Facebook's perfect. And it'll be the easiest way with this video.
I'm on Instagram. So my handle is ashley.mondor. Let's hang out.
Awesome. Let's do this. Beautiful. Thank you all so much. If you're interested in joining us in Six Figure Simplicity and getting to hang out with me and these incredible women and build a six-figure business online in 6 months without overwhelm or burnout, please hashtag me. We'll hop on a free strategy call and I'll see if I can help you and give you some insights in the meantime, regardless of whether or not you join us. Here is to living your life with passion. I'm so excited to help you do it.